The patient-specific functional scale is a questionnaire filled out by the clinician in which there's a statement that says, I'm going to ask you to identify up to 3 important activities that you are unable to do or are having difficulty doing with a result of whatever problem they have. So you're going to take those 3 activities and then have them quantify how difficult that activity is from 0 to 10. 0 being that they're unable to perform the activity at all, and 10 being that they're able to perform the activity at the same level as before their injury or problem or diagnosis. So in this case, today we're going to be using the patient-specific functional scale with our patient with ALS. They have issues with functional activities related to bath time with his kids and related to running around and playing with the kids outside. So we're going to use these activities and integrate them into the patient-specific functional scale in order to quantify how these functions improve through therapy over time. So, as we were discussing, one of the first activities that our patient had discussed having problems with was bath time. So, within our goals that we set for our patient, we said that they would be able to lift while on their knees upwards of 20 pounds. So, using something like a bucket like this and filling it with weights that we would have in the clinic. Obviously, we don't have them at home, but we can use cans and stuff like that in the house. But the idea is still the same. So, we would be using a bucket like this and having our patient get on their knees. And then do activities like that of bath time, whether it's picking up and moving the bin back and forth, twisting while having core control, and then assessing within the patient-specific functional scale how difficult that is on a scale of 0 to 10. Obviously, this is easy for him, but for our patient, this would be different. And we can quantify this within the patient-specific functional scale. One of the other activities that our patient expressed having issues with was running around with his kids outside. So for this, I imagined 2 specific functional activities, not only running or walking or jogging, but in addition to that, lifting, whether it's objects or kids. So we're going to create that task within our clinic by having them run back and forth, and we're using that bucket yet again filled with weights to simulate whether it's toys. You can start whenever you're ready. Running as if he's picking up a kid or a toy, running back, placing it down, and repeating. So you can either quantify this within the patient-specific functional scale by doing lifting as one functional task and running or jogging as another, or however you want to break this up. It's just kind of based on the patient once you see them in the clinic. But this is a way to use the patient-specific functional scale to quantify this activity. Now, we have all of these activities that we've talked about, and I'm sure there will be other ones in the subjective history, but once you put all of these into the assessment, you'll of course assess these throughout your time in clinic, and then as their scores change over time, as long as you have a score of at least 2 points, that is the clinically significant difference. So that's something to keep in mind as far as showcasing progress within therapy for these interventions.